Hello, everyone. Long time no see. Turns out having a young child is quite a bit of work. Who would have imagined it? But it's also great fun. The obvious downside is I haven't had much time to upload anything here. I also had family over visiting Japan, so that took up quite a bit of time as well. I was really hoping that I would be able to get out a video or two before the holiday break. I even have a script ready for both Sacraments of Evil and the next scenario, The Scuttling. But unfortunately, I won't be able to get those videos out until the new year. So I'd say around the middle of January, you'll start seeing uploads again. And my work schedule is much lighter for a few months, so you should see regular uploads too. Famous last words. But it's going to be an exciting 2024, I think, for Cthulhu by Gaslight. Hopefully, we'll see the release of Cthulhu by Gaslight for 7th edition Call of Cthulhu. But there has been already an announcement that Chaosium are teaming up with Aconite Books to release a series of fiction stories set in the Cthulhu by Gaslight setting. Aconite Books already do fiction set in the world of Arkham Horror, the board game, and many other games like Twilight Imperium and I think Descent and stuff like that as well. So I have read a few of the Arkham Horror books written by or published by Aconite Books, and yeah, they're pretty good. Arkham Horror isn't really my favorite board game, but yeah, most of the books were pretty interesting. Most of the ones that I've read, anyway. So I'm quite excited to see how that will play out. So they've released the first book that will be in the Cthulhu by Gaslight setting, and that will be coming in 2024. I'll find the date and I'll put it up here as well. At the same time, James Lovegrove just released a fourth entry into the Cthulhu Casebooks series. This is a series where Sherlock Holmes grapples with the mythos, so obviously in the Gaslight setting. I was a little bit surprised that a fourth one was released because I thought there was a fairly significant conclusion to the series after the third book, but I have bought the audiobook. I'm going to listen to it on my way home, so I'll check that out. And this series is definitely on my to review list, the list which is far too long anyway. But if you're interested, Lovegrove has a humble bundle including these books available now. So it has the 4 Cthulhu Casebook, so Sherlock Holmes and the Mythos, the 4 books in that series, and also another 8 or 9 original Sherlock Holmes stories written by James Lovegrove. So those are just standard Sherlock Holmes, no mythos. I think it's a great deal if you're interested in it. I just bought it anyway, so I'll pop the link down below if you're interested. Just a quick, I don't know if anyone really cares or if it's appropriate to talk about it here, but just a quick professional update as well. I have been running TTRPGs as part of my job recently. It's great. So the people here think I'm really dedicated to my job, to encourage this kind of innovative, free conversation among students. So they think I'm, great and really hardworking, but I get to play RPGs during my work hours. It's perfect. Obviously, I don't get to fill up my whole time with RPGs. But so far, we've played Call of Cthulhu, Tales from the Loop, and a game called Magicians, where you are students in a magic school and you learn Korean to cast magic. That is, you actually learn the Korean language, and the more you advance in that, the better your spells become, the more powerful they become. It starts off with just being able to read the basic script, and then it moves up to using verbs and nouns, and then on to full, supposedly complex sentences. But it's very interesting from a language learning point of view. But I hope to run a lot more games in the new year. If anyone is interested as well, I published some research on the appeal of cosmic horror game books, or choose your own adventure books, and I'll link that below as well. It's free access. There's nothing particularly groundbreaking in my research, but there are a few interesting ideas that I'll be doing more research on in the future. Speaking of game books, I have also bought 4 More game books that I'll be playing, but specific focus on Alone Against the Static and Heinrich's Guide to Carcosa. So I'll be recording my playthroughs and separate spoiler-free reviews of those early in the new year. During my presentation for my paper, I also managed to meet Marco Arnaudo, who is the writer of these fantastic books, Four Against the Old Ones, and then a series of adventures here. And again, this is solo or cooperative, so I'll definitely be running through those in the new year as well, so you get to see them. But I think that's all that's going on. Sorry I couldn't get anything out before the end of the year. I've got a couple of weeks away from the office now, and I'm going to spend every minute focusing on my daughter. I hope all of you have an absolutely wonderful holiday season, whatever you do or don't celebrate. If you get to play some games with good friends, good for you. But I hope you have a happy season and a great end to the year. So now I'm going to go off, shovel snow off my car, and hope that the highway home isn't shut down due to the weather. But all the best, everyone, and I'll see you in the new year. Bye.